I figured it's only fitting to make the space out of rebar, seeing that 70% of the car is made out of rebar. Holy smokes, I'm touching a race car again. Yep, I'm gonna pull Double Trouble out. She's been sitting in that box right there since either October or November of 2024, so like 8 months at this point now. And just the last time we were there at Antioch Speedway, Eric drove it and he got in a little wreck, a little fender bender on the right rear, and we ended up knocking the whole rear end out of the car, and it lost brakes. And so we pieced it back together to get it inside the trailer. But I'm gonna pull it out right now because I'm gonna see if I can fit Livia's car in the trailer, so I know if I can take that in the enclosed trailer when we move or not. And I measured it, and I think I have a couple inches to spare, but I just aired the tires in the hobby stock, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if she'll fire up. First time in 8 months, we'll see how she works, but at least I get to start a race car. It's been a long time, so let's get her done. Man, it's been a long time since I had to weasel myself in here. It is a tight fit, but I can do it. And we made this seat so Olivia could drive the car. So it's super, super, super close. And she's never driven the car yet, doesn't want to drive it. And she probably won't drive it. But I'm gonna still try to get her to get in the car at least and take her for a spin at the track. We'll see. All right, baby. Let's see if she still works. Come on, give me oil pressure. Yeah, all right. Probably got no fuel. Brake pedal is definitely soft, but I remember that it didn't have brakes. But she kind of, I guess, had enough to get me down the slope without, you know, flying in there 100 miles an hour. So she fired right up too. Pretty cool. I miss racing. Get a heat cycle in her, maybe burn off any of the crap that's been on it, sitting in the dust or dirt, whatever. I only need half a spacer anyways, right? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and have Livia pilot this thing and see if it'll fit in there. It's gonna be a tight fit, because I got about, I don't know, 14 inches of height on these wrap overs, so we'll see. Well, by God, she fits with just a couple of inches, maybe not even a couple inches, couple freaking fractions of an inch to spare. antenna is hitting. That's it though. Everything else is just barely in. You're good, babe. Good. Alright guys, got a little change of plans here. I am no longer going to be putting Livia's Equinox in the enclosed trailer to take it with us on our move. I'm going to be putting our crap in there, our stuff from the house and all that. And the reason being behind that is to ship a car from here to where we're going in South Carolina, it's about $1,600. And for us to ship one of those big metal containers, like the company that I think it's Pods is the company, and I think there's a couple other ones like Pack Rat, those guys are like $6,000. So yeah, I'm gonna put the stuff in there and ship the car because it's way cheaper. So that's the plan. And today the goal is to get the hobby stock painted, at least on the sides, because whoever is going to buy this thing from me or win it in the raffle, I might try to start here in a couple days or so. I want it looking good for them. So we already got all the black painted on the top, and the sides look like garbage. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it off and go ahead and put it on a couple sawhorses and throw some nice brushes of red on there, and probably the spoiler too. And basically, to recap kind of what we did to this car, we got it back in 2020 and redid the whole dang thing. I mean, we tore it down to just the bare frame, and it is now no longer a subframe vehicle. We connected the subframe in the front to basically the rear clip here, where the rear the front leaf spring mount is at. Got it all tied together so it's nice and strong, and whoever built the chassis or the roll cage a long time ago did it very, very, very nicely and professionally. So I got a lot of confidence in the car that it's a safe car, and the motor I built for it's good, and transmission and gear and all that. So this guy basically got to get some good looks on it, and hopefully it sells. And I'm not 100% sure because things are moving really fast right now. We got to like be out of here in like less than a month now, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to take it to the track before then. I really want to get Livy in there at least just to take a lap or two and fulfill the goal of this car. But we'll see. That's going to be determined. So for now, the goal is just to get it nice and pretty, and we'll go from there. So nice 100-degree day right now. Nothing like a nice ice cold bush peach. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew by looking at the time lapse there, but my old man showed up unannounced and actually gave me a hand paint and everything. So she's all done, looking pretty good. Both fenders are all painted up. Used some old paint I had lying around. Got a couple holes right there, whatever. It's like Swiss cheese. But it was 1 quart. It's all we used. And I got the spoiler that apparently bugs are having the time of their life in. Come on, buddy, get out of there. I'll get him when he's dried. And the doors and the rear quarters all done. Looking pretty good.
Well, I was born down in
All right, got the doors and the rear quarters and the spoiler on. This paint is still not dry. We painted it last night. It's been sitting out here in the sun all day. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, it's old paint I had lying around, but it's oil based, and man, it's tacky, crazy. So you know, my hands naturally are gonna be looking all red and looking like I murdered somebody. But hey, I'm getting it done. Starting to look like a real vehicle again. Got to put the nose still on, but it kind of came out a little darker than I was expecting. It's kind of like a candy apple a little bit. And there's some holidays in there, whatever. All right, guys, kind of changing pace here a little bit on you. Got the car pulled in here. Paint is looking pretty good. Still got some touch-up work. And before I put the front nose and fenders all on, I got to address the ride height issue, because this thing is way off. Didn't handle that great when we did have it out, and I just know that the ride heights are way off because the front end is super low, especially the right front. I can barely get in here in the shop without smacking the bell housing. I got to really stack some bricks in front of the tires to get it up before. And I just wrote all the ride heights down on the board. I'm measuring from the ground to the lower control arm front bolt, and then to the front eye, the leaf spring bolt. And it's over there on the board, but let me just tell you what it is. Right front is 7 1/8 inches. That's super, super low. I'd like to see at least 8 inches, but yeah, we're down, you know, 7/8 of an inch on the right front. The left front is 7 7/8, which is closer to where it needs to be, but I could see coming up a little bit might help. And then the rear is a little bit off too. 8 1/2 on the right rear and 9 3/4 on the left rear. And what I'm going to try to do initially is I'm going to try to raise that right front, and that should technically drop the left rear too. We'll see how much it comes down, but I'd like to get at least 8, maybe 8 1/8 inches on the right front here. And we got these stupid spring buckets that are non-adjustable, and I already had to cut them once to get it in the ballpark, and obviously I cut a little bit too much off, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that guy back out there and try to figure out how I'm going to get that guy spaced out a little bit, or weld an extension on, and hopefully get it right the first time, not have to keep on pulling it in and out, in and out, in and out, because I really don't want to be doing that with that stupid shock rule where the shock has to run inside the spring. It just makes everything a pain in the butt. So I'm going to go ahead and get that all started and see where I can take it and see if I can get it right. All right, here's a little trick to get your lower ball joint to separate real easy. You just start loosening up the bolt, take the cotter pin out obviously, and get the bolt loose. And with the vehicle sitting on the ground with all the vehicle weight on it, you go ahead and take a sledgehammer and just tap her, tap her, tap her, and she should pop. Just like that. You heard it happen right there? Look at that. All that space is gone. Super easy. Now you can go ahead and get your jack under there, loosen her up, and get her popped off without any issue. I know this seems to be a pain in the butt sometimes, and that's just a trick I learned over the years. Rebar speed shifter, rebar windshield, rebar radiator support, and now a rebar spacer. I figured it's only fitting to make the space out of rebar, seeing that 70% of the car is made out of rebar. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and repair the crash damage from the last race, and I'm going to install one of these 2-inch lowering blocks that's adjustable on the right rear, so I can get the wheelbase right, you know, left to right side, put some lead in there or whatever, or I guess some trail, I guess, and that we're going to adjust the right rear here. But let me show you what's going on down here. Get the fan and the radio going on, but that's the lowering block that blew out on us, that I'm going to be replacing here. And we found at the track that I had to get some new U-bolts here, and they're way too long to actually get a socket on there, so it took a long ass time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these guys so I can just, you know, put a socket on there and have no issues with it. So that's what I'm going to do. And make sure you got your fuel tank vent all plugged up when you start grinding and sparks are flying back here. Don't want to blow yourself up. Alright, so while I'm grinding here, I figured I'd address the fact that I forgot to tell you guys about the ride heights and the spacer. I ended up putting 2 rounds of those circle rebar spacers on there, and it pretty much fixed everything. It brought the ride height on the right front up to 8 1/4. The left front also came up to 8 3/8, and then it dropped the left rear to
9.5, and I brought the right rear up to 9 inches. So pretty much what I was looking for, just with that, well, I guess the 2 spaces I put and welded them into the bucket.
So I got that adjustable lowering block all installed now and back on the ground here, and you can see that I got a string with a nut on it hanging off the back of the rear end over there on that side, and the left rear also. So I'm basically stringing the car at this point, and this is a super easy and super budget way to do this, so I can set my lead or trail, like I said before, on the right rear. I'm looking for about a 1/2 inch on this leaf spring car. Hoping that's enough, but what I'm going to do now is I got a little trick here. Take a tape measure and some welding wire, and I'll make a little loop out of it. Let me show you. You can use this out of anything you got lying around, baling wire or whatever. So you can see I got the little loop in there now, and all I got to do is go ahead and hook it on to the Zerk fitting, which is in the very center of both the lower ball joints. And I'm a one-man crew today, so I can do it with one person. I'll just go hook it up there and then run all the way back and take my measurement, and then do the same thing on the other side. And there, I got my baseline, and then I can go ahead and adjust the right rear to about a 1/2 inch and set her down and tighten up those U-bolts, and she's ready to race. So let me go do that real quick. Just check the left rear. It's coming in at 109 3/8. So now I got it on the right front ball joint, and let's give it a little shot back here and see what we're coming up with. You want to try to find where it's most level at and the highest reading you're going to get, and that is right about there. That's 109 about 1/4. So technically right now the right front is shorter than, or excuse me, the right side wheelbase is shorter than the left side wheelbase, which is not what you want when you're going left. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that guy back quite a bit. Okay, so here I am an hour later, wondering why I was getting all kinds of weird readings on why, when I was moving this bolt, that the rear end would move a little bit this way, and then the whole block would start moving on the leaf spring here. Come to find out, the pin broke. The little bolt pin that goes through the center of the leaf spring, well, it snapped, and this thing was all cockeyed in there doing this bit. And so, come to find out, this bottom leaf had moved all the way back to here, and the hole where the bolt goes through is right about there. And I was like, wait a second, because I didn't see nothing coming through the bottom where you normally have the bolt and the thread and the nut that holds it all together. I didn't see nothing. It was all flush. I was like, what the hell? And then sure as shit, the hole was right there. So put that leaf back where it's supposed to be, put a new bolt in there, and now I'm gonna have to go ahead and redo it all. Just like that, snap of fingers, hobby stock, double trouble, she's gone. She sold last night, literally right after I fixed everything on it, got the rear end all squared up, strung it, and I actually did replace the starter on it. So that grinding kind of thing with the flywheel went away, and it's perfect, ready to get on the track. And guy came last night, bought it for full price, and to be honest with you guys, I'm a little disappointed. That car might be more sentimental to me than the Super Truck ever was, because that was my car. I mean, no offense to Johnny, but when I got that thing, it was rough. I mean, it was not safe. It was just poorly done. I stripped it all the way down and spent a lot of time on it and made it right. A lot of hours in here drinking beer with Eric, getting it you know, the way I wanted it. And as soon as I finished it, it's gone. I'm disappointed I couldn't make more than 3/4 of a lap in it. Personally, I would like to have at least a full lap in the car, you know. I'm disappointed I couldn't get Livy in the car, or my dad in the car, or anybody else of my friends and family who maybe want to go ahead and try out dirt track racing or sit in the passenger seat, you know. I'm disappointed that my dream of that car didn't get fulfilled. And you know, it is what it is. But I'm not gonna kick myself because I had to get rid of it. I'm moving in a couple weeks, so I had to go, and I couldn't bring it to South Carolina with me because that thing is not gonna fit any classes out there. But yeah, that was my car, and I was pretty proud of the way it came out and the way I built everything on it. I mean, I fabricated the whole damn car, like the seats where they're located. I did the subframe extenders. I fixed a lot of safety stuff with the cage. I mean, it was my car. So a little bittersweet for sure. But now that it's gone, I'm gonna focus on getting out of here and getting over to South Carolina. And for the first time since 2012, I don't own a race car. And it's weird. And I don't know what to do. I'm gonna get a couple more things going here. I gotta finish the IMCA stock car engine, so you guys can watch out for that next video coming out. And I really don't know what the future of this channel is right now, because I don't know when I'm gonna start racing again once I move out there, because I'm gonna have to get a car and all that, and you know, it's gonna be a long process. So we'll see. I don't really know when I'll be able to do more videos after we leave here, but we'll kind of just play it by ear. I do have a 1968 Chevy Bel Air that's been sitting on my back of the property for 8 years now. Same spot. And so I'm thinking maybe I'll do like a little vice grip garage edition of Cherezian racing. I'll go out there and see what it's going to take to fire that thing up, because I have to get it pretty much roadworthy again. And it was my high school project. It was the first small block Chevy, or first engine I ever built by myself. And I got the car running and stuff. It was my great grandmother's car. So you know, when you're 18 years old, you just want to strip everything and gut it, and that's what we did. I wanted it to be my Dukes of Hazzard car, and you guys will see it. I think I'll do a video on it. But anyways, you guys remember, it's bet, it ain't broken, and I'll see you next time here on Cherezian Racing.